Hello, and welcome to the maiden voyage of the question. My name is Jeremiah Sheen. I'm joined with my very close friend and podcast partner. You might recognize him from Sandman Sports Network, Pratty Sandu. How are you, Pratty?
Doing well, man. How are you?
Great, great. Just very excited to start this new chapter, this new podcast, talking about one of my favorite subjects besides football, music. And yeah, I can't wait to get into it. So, ladies and gentlemen, the question is, if you are wondering, this goes out to anyone that fondly listens to music and is positive about music as a whole. If you only had one single year of music to listen to for the rest of your life, what would that single year be? For example, mine's 1988. And what are your favorite albums from that year? And I also need your generation, what generation you're from. So if you could please, I would really appreciate if you could leave in the comments your generation, your favorite single year of music, and your favorite albums from that single year. That would be great. We're gonna collect all the votes up. I'm gonna count them all up, and we are on a mission to find the most well-rounded year of music, with everyone's opinions in mind. I invite people to join me on the show. If you could please leave your name and your email in the comments, I will choose people at random, and you can come on the show and argue your best year. Why is your year better than mine? Why is your year better than 1988? I invite you to try and convince me that your year is better than mine, by some light spirited debating here. Um, Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to discuss many music related topics, all genres, and we're just going to be positive and respectful to everyone. We don't want to hear any negative comments or anything like that. We are a positive, good vibes show, and we want to keep it that way.
Right.
So now, furthermore, this podcast really, I think, hopefully in the end, will uplift music as a whole. And, I want some people to listen to genres maybe they've never listened to, or listen to that album that they've always meant to listen to but never did. It's thought much interesting. Do that deep dive into your single year because, hey, it's only 1 year, and that's for the rest of your life. So you got to check out all the music from that year. Just a quick hit. If you're looking for your years on Spotify, a lot of the years on Spotify, they say the albums come out, they're just the year too late. So yeah, if you're looking for years, double check them on Wikipedia. They got some great lists on there that you can just scroll through in about 5 minutes and find hundreds of albums from bands that are just great. Yeah, Pratty. So I'm going to start out by trying to convince you why I think 1988 should be the best year out there. It really changed music. Kind of grunge movement started happening. All the classic bands that we love from the 80s put an album out that year. And music was really changing as a whole. GNR Live came out that year. It was just a phenomenal album. I remember taking the bus with my mom and my cousin down to Vancouver, and my cousin had that tape, and he was a celebrity on the bus. Like, people couldn't believe it. How'd you get this tape? Just one of the greats, GNR Lives.
Is that the album with November Rain?
No, no, it's the original
Okay.
one with Paradise City
Okay.
and My Michelle, and just a bunch of great albums. I
Okay.
really suggest anyone that's never listened to Guns N' Roses or never heard GNR Live just to give it a chance. It's a great album.
Right.
Yeah, and then music was really changing, kind of turning the corner. The grunge movement was huge. I really love the Pixies, Surferosa, just some very earworm, just very catchy riffs, catchy rhythms, just Love this
Right.
album. I love that the lead singer just tried and tried and tried, and even some of his family apparently was telling him to give it up. He never gave it up, and just had a
Yeah.
great, huge career. A lot of people love the Pixies. "Where's My Mind" is one of their biggest hit songs. Unfortunately, folks, due to copyright issues, we can't play the songs or apparently even hum them, but I'm going to leave links in the description, and I'd love you to go look at that and just discover all these great musical acts. And just the list goes on and on for 88. All metal band, Metallica and Justice for All, Judas Priest, just so many. It's going to take forever to go over them all. And then rap was turning a corner too. It was kind of getting into what it is today, and EPMD and Doug E. Fresh and Run DMC and all these founders of
Yeah.
rap were putting out great albums that year. And yeah, so that
NWA.
is yeah, NWA. Oh, straight out of yeah, it just goes on and on and on. I apologize to anyone who thinks about an album that I haven't said, but the list is very long. Like I said, Wikipedia is great for that. If you got Wikipedia and Spotify, you can listen to most of these great albums, and I just can't wait for the listeners to discover music like I have.
Yeah, I think it's all about learning from other people and discovering something that you might not have come across in your own life. And there's so much out there. There's new genres popping off every single day, right? There's EDMs and funk and all this new stuff, right? So I think it just never ends, right? And I think if you got an open mind, this is the right podcast for you because you'll learn something, and maybe Jared will learn something along the way, I think. So, yeah, pumped up for this expedition.
Awesome. Yeah, I really love it too that I'm including the public in this one. I know we love the comments from our SNS Pigskin Picks and love to, coordinate with the public, but this is going to have a public a chance
Yeah.
to show their face on with us and talk their talk, positive talk. Please, we're very respectful. We're a family show here. Try not to swear. I know even I mess up sometimes, but yeah, it's really great. Tell me about 1996, Pratty.
1996, that was the year I was graduating high school, so I'm aging myself there. But that was the right in the middle of the golden era of hip hop, basically the mid 90s. This was basically when like all the producers were going to like MPCs and like digital recording, and they used to use DAT tapes back in the day with the reels.
Yeah.
So they basically they moved on. They moved on to a different way of production and recording, and man, this was just like an incredible year for hip hop because I can remember myself going to the stores to buy a compact disc. Our younger viewers probably don't know what that is, but it's like a CD. It's like a disc you put into your device and you play your music and you can carry it with you and this and that. But yeah, I mean, a lot of these albums from '96, I remember actually going into the store, HMV, Sam the Record Man, A&B Sound. So it brings back a
Waiting
lot of
in line.
memories for me. Waiting in line. Back then, you could actually listen to the CD before you bought it, and then, if you liked it, you would run off. But yeah, '96, it's hard to narrow down because 94 was good, 95 was good. I mean, all the 90s were pretty good for hip hop, even the early 2000s. But 96 took the cake. Just recently, it was a 30-year anniversary of Tupac's All Eyes on Me double CD. Just being released. I think it was
Love it.
early February. And that was like the first double CD, I think, in like music industry. No one had the idea to release a double CD. Why would you need to, right? Back in the old days, you would make like 12, 15 songs, and that was your album, right? And so that one really was legendary just because, he could just come out of prison. He was hungry to make music and, had a black eye on him and just he put out an anthem, basically California Love, with Roger Troutman and Dr. Dre. That it's still being played to this day. Every single time, like the Lakers or the Rams or a Los Angeles team wins, they still play California Love. And yeah, man. I mean, I was a big Tupac fan before this, and then this was kind of like the
Me too.
crescendo.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, like a lot of people knew who he was, but this was the album that really brought him to the masses. He had Dr. Dre producing a couple of tracks. He had Daz producing tracks, DJ Quick. Basically, if you were anyone, you were on this album. Even like Method Man, Redman, guys from the East Coast were on this album. So that's definitely my favorite album of 1996. Favorite songs would definitely be, like I mentioned, California Love. I think that was an epic song. Also, from his second album he released in '96, Machiavelli, the Don Illuminati, Hail Mary. I love that song. It was just something really different, like kind of this church bell type of beat, and just very like spiritual song. And he's just like, no one was talking about that type of rap subject, like very spiritual, like, you know,
Yeah,
talking
White
about
Man's
life.
World was unbelievable. Yeah, it made you think.
Definitely.
Maybe even a single tear down the right cheek. It was quite. He
Very
spoke with
introspective.
ferocity and just passion. I know,
Hmm.
again, copyright infringement. I'd love to just belt that out right now. Yeah, it was one of the greatest kind of little talks in rap history.
Well, it
Yeah,
just
again, it'll be
he had
in
two
the
sides to
comments,
him.
in the link in the comments. Please check out Tupac Machiavelli. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, and apparently the All Eyes on Me CD was, or double CD, I should say, was put into the Grammy Hall of Fame, because, like, you know, artists can go into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and you know, a
Yep.
lot of artists go in there, right? But actually having your album in the Grammy Hall of Fame, I think there's only maybe 10, 15 albums. So, yeah, it's definitely classic. I think even someone who's 15, 20 years old could just open that up and listen to it and just be blown away by
Yes,
that.
for
So
sure.
for my third song, 1996, I'm gonna go with Renee from the Lost Boys.
Love it.
It was
Love it. I was just
it
listening
was a
to it the
really
other night.
it was a really good video, and it was a video that just made you capture the song. Like, you know, Mr. Cheeks, the guy from the Lost Boys, you know, he bumps into a girl. She's not from his world. She's a corporate type, and you know, he's from the ghetto, the hood, and all that. And yeah, the video was just eye opening for me. I remember recording him on VHS and then playing him again and again. But yeah, it was a really good
Yes.
beat, and really good story, and just great song. And yeah,
Mad
that was probably my
Magazine
number two.
fan.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
little
it's the
name,
best.
little shorty named Renee from around the way, right?
Love
So
it. Love it.
yeah, so
Yeah.
that one was good for me. Excuse me there, but yeah, there's a lot of songs I can think of. But yeah, those are the top three that I
Awesome.
narrowed it down to. It's pretty hard to narrow them down, man. I think that's the tough part about this show, is just narrowing it down to your year, your albums, your songs, and
Yeah.
it's
It's tough,
tough.
but
So
have fun with it, right? People have fun with it, have listening parties, invite your friends over and try to convince them of your year. Spread the word, spread the gospel of all this great music that you love to hear and can't get enough of.
yeah, I think I was reading a stat that says from age 13 to 16, that's the music that sticks with you the most, apparently, right? So I was 16
It's
when, well, I wasn't 16, I was right around 18 when 96 came out, but
funny you say that because most of my favorites are from when I was a tiny little boy. One of my favorite bands, Street Heart. They're started in the late '70s and it ended in the early '80s,
mhm.
and they are just like space melter candy. hard rock rhythms. Their one song, "Here Comes the Night," was one of their few hits. And yeah, we're gonna move on to a part of the show where everyone is gonna feel this. When they're doing this exercise, they're gonna think over and over, "Oh my God, I can't listen to this anymore. I can't listen to this anymore." Like people have
Yeah.
lots of favorites over many, many years. So something else we're gonna do on the show is we're gonna pick three of our favorite albums, not from your year. And I have a wide range of listening. I love a lot of stuff. I love my rap. I love my reggae. But first and foremost, I'm an '80s kid. I'm an '80s junkie. So my favorite band that I'm gonna miss the most is the band I was just talking about, Street Heart. They're just great. The music is full of rhythmic bass melters and hard driving riffs. The most recognizable song, like I said, is "Here Comes the Night." Um, yeah, and basically, they were formed with two members of Loverboy. If you don't know Loverboy, they were a very successful band in the '80s, and their first two albums, they rolled with Paul Dean on guitar and Matt Frenette on drums. But after that, they left to form Loverboy, and Street Art still moved on. But I believe those first two albums, Meanwhile Back in Paris and Under Heaven Over Hell, are just phenomenal. Please, I'll leave the description in the link. Please listen to those albums. Absolutely phenomenal. Number two, Sean Paul. What can I say? I can't say enough about Sean Paul.
Sean
He
DePaul.
just revolutionized dance hall reggae. And there was a time where you couldn't turn on much music or the radio without hearing his voice or hearing him featured on a song. He is just, and he almost didn't make it into music. He was supposed to manage a resort, and he's just a talented guy and put that demo tape out there, and the rest is history. He's one of the giants of music, even if
What
you
year was
don't
that?
listen to reggae. These are my three artists that I'm going to miss the most because I can
Oh,
only
okay.
listen to 1988. Yes, yes. And
Okay.
then my third
But he was like
artist
early
is
2000s, I thought.
yeah, yeah, no, 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 exactly, no. But these are the three artists that I'm gonna miss the most because I can only listen
Okay.
to 1980. Yeah, yeah. And then an '80s junkie, still hard. Number three for me is his name is Sonata Maitreya. If you've never heard of him, his original name was Terrence Trent D'Arby. Came out with a absolutely huge album in 1987 called in sorry yeah. So anyway, it's Terrence Trent D'Arby's album in '87.
Right.
Who's Loving You, Sign Your Name, Dance, Sister Dance, just a lot of these songs that you heard when you were a young man, or maybe not, depending on your age, and just was on the radio a lot, and just the voice, wide range,
Yeah.
and just amazing you at every corner. Sonata Maitreya, any album from the start, The Hard Line. By as seen by Sonata Maitreya, Terrence Trent D'Arby. Unbelievable, worth
Okay.
listening to. Like I said, I'll put the description put the link in the description, and please listen to that. It's
I
amazing.
remember the name. I don't know. I don't remember any of the songs, but I remember the name of the band. So I'll definitely give it a look at and bring back some nostalgia, right? Because when I was a kid, I
Yeah,
just listened to whatever was on the radio, right? And there wasn't
me
much
too.
hip hop, rap on the radio when I was young, right? It was just soft rock, hard rock, some country, this, that, maybe some R&B here and there. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it was a different time back then, right? You were listening to transistor radios, so we were back in the old school. Okay, I'm gonna go with my list. I'm gonna go with the 1992 Chronic album by Dr. Dre. That was the album
Nice.
that really got me into hip hop.
Undeniable. Undeniable.
Yeah,
Kids
like,
were going around everywhere. B's ain't S, but S and S. It
well,
was
everyone was
a
saying.
phenomenon.
I just remember everyone saying biatch and this and that, and coming up with the slang from the West Coast, and it was just a crazy album. Like, I was into rap, but I wasn't really buying stuff before that. Like, I would I'd pick up a Public Enemy tape from my friend or MC Hammer or whatever the hell was out there that was popular, but I never really dwelled into it. So this is the album that I kind of like, read the credits. I saw who produced the song. I saw what the sample was and, who the feature was. And it kind of got me into that curiosity of how the hell do they make this? How does it work? Like, where was the studio? This and that. And, so I kind of learned about that through the Chronic. And, I still listen to it to this day. So many
Definitely.
classic songs on it. It was one of those albums you could just press play and that was it. You didn't have to forward through anything or skip or
Press play and don't touch. I
yeah.
love those ones.
Basically, the only time you would touch it is when you'd have to flip the tape to the other side for the second half of the album, right? But yeah, that was basically it.
Love
I
it.
mean, but I had the CD too. Second album, I'm gonna go with that did not meet the criteria of '96 is the Enter the 36 Chambers from the Wu-Tang Clan.
Yes.
Excuse me. The album didn't show any of their faces, but the songs were just hard hitting and just grimy. And I'll admit, at
Yeah.
first, I didn't like it. I was more into the clean, synthetic West Coast sound, more the funk, upbeat style of music. But once I got into it more in like '94, '95, and just the raw production, the samples they were using, like the hip hop, like lyricism, like bringing in the kung fu Shaolin element into it and using that as their theme, and it's like a lot of battle rap style of rap that I was just mesmerized by it. I couldn't believe it, and
Everybody
yeah, that
was.
was
It was unbelievable. People were waiting for an
it
album
was
like that for ever since rap
it was
started,
just
and it came, and just like a
it,
tsunami, everyone loved that album.
yeah, because you didn't know how many members were in the group. You didn't know what they looked like. You heard some names like Old Dirty Bastard or Method Man and this and that, but it was just kind of an enigma, and took a lot of balls to come out an album like that. You don't show your face. You're named like Wu Tang Clan. It's like a Chinese moniker, right? So they blew the hinges off. So that was an album uh, in my top three. And then for the last album, what am I gonna go with here? Uh, tough choice. I'll go with Mobb Deep, The Infamous from '95. Another
Nice.
grimy New York, just just a rap that you didn't really hear from the New York style of music. It was mostly from New York. You would hear like friendly music like LL Cool J or Slick Rick or De La
Dougie
Soul. Just
Fresh.
more like Dougie Fresh. Just very just upbeat, like positive style. But like after hearing Wu Tang and Mobb Deep, this was just like I'm not gonna say it was gangster rap, but it was just very hardcore. No filter, just something you just wouldn't. It was almost like listening to a horror movie on CD or cassette because it was just the stuff they were saying was just very eye opening and vivid and like
Yes.
stab your face with your nose bone and shit like that. It was so graphic, and I was like,
Yeah. His
who the,
cadence was really
who's
good too. Everyone, like, his voice is so instantly recognizable. You're like, oh, that's Mobb Deep, like right away, right? Yeah,
yeah.
it's great.
Yeah, so Prodigy, I mean, he was my second favorite rapper of all time, and yeah, R.I.P. He passed away maybe 6, 7 years ago, but still, he leaves an indelible mark. And the Infamous was just, yeah, it was an eye-opening album, and I still listen to it to this day, and still enjoy it. So, yeah, Chronic, Wu Tang, and Mobb Deep, all their first
Awesome.
albums. So that's my list.
So
Let us know
I
your
got some
list.
albums here that I cannot live without. I've been preaching a lot of 80s and things. People are going to be a little bit surprised at my picks now. I'm going to start with Dirt, Alice in Chains. That is an album I cannot live without. It's one of those ones, play and don't touch. So dark and just mysterious in the 90s when it came out. Everyone loved it. Everyone wanted to know. Yeah, everyone wanted to be part of it. Yeah, just great with hit songs like Rooster, Rain When I Die, and Down in a Hole. All very instantly recognizable songs. I love it. And I said I am a rap fan, and I haven't said much about rap, but for my number two album that I'm gonna miss the most is Chicks Tape 5. Um, yeah, Tori just put together a star-studded group of artists. Every song, you are like, "Is this actually real?" Everybody. I can't. I mean, the video is gonna be too long for me to just tell everybody. But
Yeah.
please, Tape 5. I'll leave the link in the description. You got to check this out. It's unbelievable. Again, play, don't touch. It's got a little
Yeah.
comedy in between and stuff. Unbelievable. And for my last, but certainly not least, one of the greatest albums, rap albums, I believe, put out. One of the most successful rappers. I'm talking about Kanye West, College Dropout. Just love it. I love how he describes his life. The slave ship, the great working at the Gap and stuff. Just love it. I love how he kind of changes gears. When it all falls down, that's kind of like a totally different song. And yeah, just I love it how what he puts down, and I love how he fought. Broke into the rock, let himself into the rock studios and said, "Hey, listen to my album." And they're like, "Oh, you make beats," and he just fought
Yeah.
and fought and fought, and now he's one of the greats. And yeah, can't live without College Dropout.
Yeah. Graduation was good too. I thought his first two
Yeah,
albums were pretty good. After that, I kind of lost touch with some of his musical taste, but he's definitely a trendsetter. I mean, he even made some like music that could have been on like a Wu Tang album or a Mobb Deep album, just because he didn't make all of the lovey-dovey type of upbeat music. Like he did that H to the Izzo song from Jay-Z. I think that was like his first song he produced that people knew who he was, right? The Hard Knock Life song or whatever. So
yeah.
yeah, man, he's a musical genius, and there should be more guys like him willing to just take a chance and
Kanye
just
West
bet
did
on
it again.
yourself.
He's a genius.
Yeah, he's up. There's one of my favorite producers in hip hop, definitely top 10. But
Yeah.
he's the man. He is it. Sweet.
So, so thank you very much for joining us today. I really appreciate a like, a subscribe. We are going to delve into every single corner. We are going to highlight some generational debates too. Boomers, if you're listening, leave your name, leave your email, because I'd love to have you on the show so you can argue with me why the Beatles, the Stones, just are better than anything. Try to convince me. Please leave your comments of your vote, your generation, your favorite year of music, and your favorite albums from that year. Please leave in the comments. I really appreciate it. Let's build up this vote bank, and let's find the most well-rounded year of music on the question.
Let's do it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Good night.
Comment below, people.
Peace.